Hi everyone, welcome to another Random Multiverse episode. So this is a little disclaimer, right? Episodes are coming up. We spoke about The Rock, not Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the character The Rock, his career in WWE. But we recorded this a couple of months ago, so there may be some, not inconsistencies, some things that don't line up to what's currently going on with him being at WrestleMania and possibly facing Roman or Cody. Who knows? So, just wanted to clear that up before you listen to this episode and you get hate mail saying, "What is this about?" That's my Seth Rollins laugh. Anyways, hope you enjoy the episode. It's been split into 2 parts. Could be 3, I can't remember, but you'll know. So, hope you all enjoy, and on to the episode. Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trip Around Multiverse. Your host, the man who refers to himself in the third person, the Kyle Charles, and
the man who lived at the end of Jabroni Drive, CY Chung.
And today, for some reason, I thought we rated this, but we didn't. So I thought, hey, let's do a look back at the career of possibly to some people, kind of mine as well, one of the greatest. The most electrifying man in all the sports entertainment. Well, actually, entertainment in general at this point.
Yes, with a career that is still going strong, but well, actually, no. Do you think he will have that match with Roman Reigns, and then we've kind of jumped a bit ahead of ourselves?
No, it's kind of weird at this point. Is it needed?
Well, not for him.
No, but even for
the sake of
Roman, we think about it, actually, we didn't say who we're doing it on yet. I just realised we got this big depth conversation. We haven't even said. Yes. So I'll quickly just say, we are looking back at the career of Dwayne "The Rock" Julian Johnson, aka The Rock. Like I just said, we look at his career. So what are we saying? If Roman beats him, he's being a 52-year-old man.
Which, by the way, in wrestling, age doesn't seem to matter that much. Unless it plays into a storyline for a specific reason, age does actually not matter that much.
No, or another weird wrestling trope: the older you get, the stronger you become, which makes no sense either.
Well, you could argue that the power of experience allows you to do more with your capabilities when you know your limitations.
No, because look at Goldberg. He became the most powerful he was at in his 50s, which makes no sense.
Yeah. He destroyed Brock Lesnar in a minute and a half.
Yep.
And but that's because Goldberg is a different case, because we know Goldberg. When's the last time you had the Goldberg match that went over 10 minutes?
Yeah, because he also...
To be fair, he had long stretches of no careers.
Yes, so that kind of still doesn't help his in a way, but yeah. Oh, that guy. Yeah, so it would
actually, I think in Goldberg's WWE career, actually, he's probably had only a handful of matches that went over 10 minutes, and I'm talking about singles matches.
Yeah.
At least when Brock's bothered, he will.
When Brock's bothered, he's awesome.
Yeah.
When he's not, then different. Kettle of fish.
It's 3 minutes. I'm out of here. Leave it.
Basically. Got my meal. So hey, who cares? So, but I don't think. If it was a couple of years ago, I was it would be worth it. But now it's not really a point, to be fair. Roman is the tribal chief at this point, so.
Well, let me ask you this question. Actually, let's play on both sides, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. The match happens, and Rock wins. Yeah. What does Rock gain? Nothing really. Nothing. Doesn't help Roman to lose either.
No.
But then Rock comes back. Roman beats him. Doesn't really matter to Roman either. He's big. He's being a big star, right? But at this point, he's not going to be to the level of The Rock in anything. I'm talking about worldwide, you know.
I don't know.
No, yeah, in the wrestling world, yes, but it's not like, for example, if Roman beat The Rock and then it's going to explode in popularity and start making like cross media appearances and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
It'll just be another notch on Roman's belt. The thing is, at WrestleMania 40, right?
Say again.
Even let's just say this match happens at WrestleMania 40, which is probably if they are going to do it, it's going to be that because that's the only when they can afford The Rock. Yeah. How many title defenses has Roman had in his 3 years, 3.5, whatever, you know, as champion? He's had less title defenses than Gunther has, and Gunther's like been champion for like a year and about 500 days.
Yeah, something like that,
yeah. So, which is a weird stat, right?
Not really, because like Gunther's got the mid-card title, so realistically that should like be defended more because you know that's like the middle attraction.
They call it the workhorse title, which it is, and Gunther's matches not only has more of them, they last pretty long as well.
Yeah.
And they're pretty hard hitting.
Yeah.
And I will say this, as much as we always praise our boy Gunther, he does a lot with a little. Yeah. So he doesn't need to like exhaust him like his body that much. No. Whereas I guess Roman's matches, they showcase matches and stuff like that. So he does a lot of things, and it's like it's not exactly, for example, like Hogan style matches where it's just punch, kick, leg drop.
Yeah.
You know,
it's the same formula.
2 minutes done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roman's actually like when these matches are like, if most of the time we're like half an hour plus, so you know it's
It's pretty decently lengthy matches, but I think they overly protect him for the title reign, length of reign that he's having.
Yeah, makes sense.
If you know, when I say protect him, I mean like not in story, I mean like physically, so he can actually last that title length.
Yeah.
Okay, but saying all that, right?
Yeah.
Let's reset to the beginning of what we're actually meant to be doing.
Yes.
So I guess you and I both encountered Dwayne, Rocky Maivia.
Yes.
Survivor Series 96.
Yep.
Now, do you know anything about the Flex Kavana days?
Wasn't that when he, I wouldn't say indies, but like in developmental, wasn't it? When he was Flex.
Yeah. I never watched any of that, by the way. Well, I did watch a bit of Young Rock, where the guy playing young Dwayne Johnson, who is supposed to be about 24 at the time, is played by a 4-year-old, which is like, all right, okay, you know. And then they kind of like they showed the clip of what actually, you know, the actual interview he did, and then they play it side by side. The guy acting as The Rock doing the interview, acting as Dwayne Johnson as Flex Kavana doing the interview, which is like, okay, it's pretty similar. And then they obviously, as far as they fictionalize certain things, So, but anyways, then Flex Kavana days. So first impressions of The Rock when you saw him? Not The Rock, by the way. This is Rocky Maivia. There's a distinction between the two.
Yeah. It was kind of like bland and forgettable, if I'm honest.
Yes, in fact. Anything, but
say that again. It wasn't funny.
I don't know if the Rocky Maivia had any vignettes or anything like that.
Yeah.
But what I do know is during the Survivor Series 96 pay-per-view, they did an interview with him or something like that. And he was in the empty arena and he was talking about his history and stuff like that. How he's my grandfather, my father, and I was like, oh, this guy.
Yeah.
He's like, it's like, oh yeah, I want to be liked. I want to be a good guy, man.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to be cool. I don't need to be cool. I'm just a dude, man. And you're like, but there's You're too humble, Nothing special about you.
No.
Other than your third generation. But you can't push someone just simply because they're third generation,
Yeah, which they tried with many people and lots of it failed.
Did you do you remember how much do you remember of this Survivor Series 96 match? I believe it was what's it called? It was an actual Survivor Series match. Who was Rock with? Because I remember it's Crush and Goldust on the other side.
Mm. Wait. Why am I thinking he had a single?
No, I can't remember. Was it a singles match? No. I think he debuted in a what's it called?
No, I'm saying I don't know why I'm thinking of a single match because he won it for the team if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah. I think he had because all his team got eliminated, right?
Yeah.
But because they wanted to push him right away, I believe. Okay, so I think the Goldust was holding Rocky, so Crush could heart punch him.
Yeah.
Rock obviously gets away. I couldn't Rock, but Rocky Maivia gets away. Goldust takes the heart punch, and I think he rolls up Crush. And then then they have Goldust they have a little back and forth, and he gives Goldust a running shoulder breaker, which I'm like, as a finisher, fine. I think. I guess it depends on who you're giving it to, and how technical you're going to be, because you can't give that running shoulder breaker to Mark Henry, and if you haven't worked your shoulder beforehand,
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but then again, wrestling moves, somehow you can just work nowhere near the thing where the move has its most impact, and yet somehow you'll get your pin.
Still, you're like, yay, that makes sense? Question mark.
But actually, I think The Rock himself did a watch back of his career there, of his first Survivor Series match. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's, he doesn't make fun of himself. Well, he does make a little bit of fun of himself.
Yeah.
But he just talks about the match and stuff like that. So it's an interesting watch.
See.
But yes, boy, I think he started off all right though. As in he didn't. Okay, he didn't. I wouldn't say he got over or anything like that. But what it was, he was plain, and they were treating him as plain as he would be, right?
Yeah.
But I think, was it after he won the Intercontinental title? That's when they were like, this guy.
Did he win the Intercontinental title as Rocky Maivia?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, you've purged this out of your mind.
Yeah, I literally have. Like, most of my memory is when he joins the Nation. And that's all. That's like my memory of The Rock. I'm thinking about it now.
Okay. Well, we're getting there soon anyways. We're getting there really soon because this guy, He debuted in November Survivor Series '96, and he won the Intercontinental Championship from Triple H in '97, early '97.
Yeah,
and I think at that point, it's not. I think some people might have thought that he got a bit of a push too quickly, but that's like a 5-month break in between his debut and his Intercontinental title.
Yeah, it's not like he won it next week, is it? Yeah.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, obviously, it's not like he was The Rock either.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just some jabroni that they're pushing, and he's happy-go-lucky, high-fiving everyone, smiling and everything like that. And I think that's what because Steve Austin obviously was making a massive waves at this point. Yeah. So none of this playing babyface thing would ever fly.
No.
Because Steve Austin does the exact opposite. So
yeah,
you could argue, well, Steve Austin created The Rock in some way. Well, to be fair as well, though, Steve Austin was the anti-hero, doing whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted. And Bret Hart was the hero who got turned a heel because the whole country didn't like him.
Yes, because he was Canadian.
So, yeah, shades of grey was happening everywhere, where The Rock was like, I'm going to be peak white, like, on the scale of what's it called? of edginess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the whitest white there ever was.
Yeah. Like, oh wow, this is so bland.
Yeah. Which, as you know, I mean, nowadays they usually would. If you start getting the wrong kind of booze.
Yeah, they just turn you heel straight away.
Yeah. Well,
not straight away.
There's yes, exactly. But there's two people that they've done that two people that were faces that just still did not turn heel no matter the heat they were getting.
Yeah.
One was Roman Reigns.
Yep.
But when Vince was right, Roman wasn't bad. Okay, but I think we all knew that he was the golden boy.
Yeah.
And he was getting pushed so hard beyond everyone else that it was like, come on, man. You slow him down a little bit, man. We know what you're going to try. We know what you're doing.
Yeah. At this point, it's like, at least throw us a curveball or something. Or
Yeah. And then when Roman got done for steroids or, whatever it was.
Oh, Adderall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we'll stop his main event push. We'll give him a secondary title, like the US or the Intercontinental titles. Like, hold on a minute. If I got punished at work like that, right, just to be knocked down a very tiny bit into the mid card, yeah, the upper mid card, I'd be like, that's I don't even think this is punishment, but whatever,
Yeah.
Other people would have got pushed even further down,
Yep, they would have got the Triple H treatment back in 96 or 97 it was.
The curtain call, yes.
Yeah.
When they break character and whatnot.
Yep.
Yeah, and the other person was in AEW, Cody Rhodes.
What did he get in trouble for? Wait. Wasn't that when he was doing his weird meta thing? But yeah, I get what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, see, I think Cody Rhodes was kind of different because he's like, he I don't know, what would you say sparked the thing that the boo for Cody?
He was trying, like, what sparked the boost for Cody was when he started doing the whole, I'll never turn heel, but then was doing really weird meta stuff, like,
yeah,
that's the bit that done it for Cody.
I think it was also as well part of, if I lose this match, I'll never challenge for the title. Not never challenge for the title while that current person's holding the title. It's like never to challenge for the world title. It's like, well, then you stuff yourself in the mid card. I don't know how you were thinking of turning it around.
But with that, because I remember someone saying this, wrestling, you can easily get around that anytime. You can write, especially he's an EVP at the time, you can write yourself back into it easily. Like,
well, I was going to say, if he turned heel, he could just be like, I lied, done.
Yeah.
Done and dusted,
Yeah.
But no, he steadfastly refused to turn.
But
if he turned, it would have made a lot more sense for other things.
But I do think it was eventually getting to that, but then he left. So
yeah. Yeah. I will say as well, somehow Okada got the massive push, the biggest push of them all, because he came back and then a month later won the world title, right?
Yeah.
But he never got these boos.
No.
You would have thought a guy got him pushed that quickly, that much.
Yeah, but saying that, they tried to do the same thing with Evil, and look, he got the boos, so,
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think there's two different cases going on here. Evil doesn't have the quality that Okada has.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. So yeah,
and I think Evil at this point as well. For some reason, like during like the more later years of his career, he's just like, I'm just gonna weapons everything. It's like, all right, well, Okada can fight weapons and he can have normal matches, and he's flexible enough to do anyone else's style.
Yep.
Evil just has to drag everyone else into his style.
But yeah,
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So,
Rocky Maivia.
Rocky Maivia won that Intercontinental title, right? And then he started getting the bad reactions.
Yeah. And a bit too much. I think the reactions went a bit overboard, if I'm honest.
Yes. Rocky sucks, fine, right?
Yeah.
Die, Rocky, die. That's when I was thinking.
A bit too far,
Yeah, and do you think sometimes people boo the character because they hate the company pushing them or what they're doing with them, or that sort of thing. So it's nothing to do with the actual person.
I don't know.
Sometimes they boo the character. Sometimes they boo because they hate the actual person and not the character.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. Yeah, it's weird because how can you hate a character like someone you don't know, and you have like a hatred for him? Like,
yeah,
it doesn't make sense to me.
That's why. Look, when back in the days when X-Pac Heat was happening,
Yeah,
I could dislike Sean Waltman for being a stagnant wrestler.
yeah.
The man himself, he's doing all sorts of dodgy other stuff, right? But that's not, that's not why I were to like X-Pac at that point for his X-Pac Heat.
Yeah.
Dislike it, yeah. JBL as well.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think JBL can pull off being a face.
No.
And I think partially due to his backstage bully persona.
But even that, I don't know. It's another weird sort of.
It's look, partially some people like your boy Edge, right?
Yeah.
He got his major heat because of his behind the scenes real life stuff.
Yeah.
Then the stuff he was doing in the ring, and then he just turned it into, I am the man behind the character.
Yeah.
But
because even with JBL, some of the stuff he's done behind the scenes is a bit, but then there's other stuff he does behind the scenes is like, oh wow, that's a real nice thing of a human being to do. Like his whole charity work with the I can't remember what country it is and stuff like that. He builds the schools and all that stuff over there.
Yeah, after he chased out the Mexicans, right?
Yeah. Still don't understand how they got away with that.
Okay. No, but the thing is with JBL as well, and not to like, it's just some of the stuff, the skits that he does on screen are too over the top. That they start leaking into, wow, this is really awkward territory. A bit like when Jinder Mahal started being racist.
Yeah. Which was another awkward. So yeah. But yeah, no, you can't say die, Rocky, die. That's,
yeah. I think that's the level though. I mean, did Roman ever get a chance like that?
Probably.
And then the awkward thing is when he got cancer.
Yeah, he's like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. And then he came back as a face.
Yeah.
Because people were like, you know what, yeah, even though we dislike the company pushing you, we respect the man.
Yeah.
Right? And then they were like, then Vince was like, yo, he's getting the cheers. Now's the time. Now's the time to keep the push going. And then he started getting boos again because of that. It's like, wow.
It wasn't as much as before. So that's kind of like a kind of better thing, I guess.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have been ever able to make the boos happen at that point, considering he came back from, cancer.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very awkward. Anyways. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay.
That was weird.
Yeah.
But
should I just say what I said again?
Yeah, again, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I think Hogan got these kind of boos before he turned Hollywood, right?
Yeah. Because he was basically the same character for like 30 years. But
yeah, doing the same thing all the time. Actually, I think people forget Hogan started wearing all black before he actually joined Hollywood, the NWO.
Only like once
or twice, or a couple of times,
when
right?
he's fighting the Dungeon of Doom or whatever it is.
Yeah. So I think it's the peak time to actually turn when you start getting those reactions.
Yeah, it is, but sometimes like we put too much money in this, like but you can get more money out of it. But all right, sure, whatever.
Exactly. So like you're saying, Die Wiki Die was a bit far. So I think Okay, so Rocky lost the title to Owen Hart, the Intercontinental title. You know what? Okay, so and he got an injury like a bit later on.
Yeah.
But I only think that the reason he lost the Intercontinental title to Owen Hart was because Owen Hart was in the feud. The Hart Foundation was in the feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's right. That's right. 5 guys were in the feud with 1. All right.
Yeah. Which is super weird.
And Owen only got that title so he could lose it to Steve Austin. That's my that's why I think. I don't want to say it was super transitional or something like that, but it was to get that off get the title off one guy onto another guy who actually is in a feud with one of the probably the most popular guy in the company at the time.
Yeah, that will make sense.
Yeah. So yeah, he Rock went off. Rocky Maivia went off and had his knee injury. And yeah, went to recover, and that was probably the best thing that happened to him.
Yeah. He came back and was able to become one of his best iterations. Actually, no, he's later iteration.
Well, I'd say this is the germination of the seeds of the Rock persona.
Yeah. That we all
because this is the template, and then everything built on top of this.
Yeah.
To be fair though, he had to have mic skills and charisma to start putting this up. So it all came down to him.
Yeah. And he took it and ran with it.
Yeah. He took all that hatred that was burning inside him.
Yeah.
And he unleashed it upon the world. Well, the WWF universe or whatever you want to call it at that point. But yeah, I think it was he feuding with the Nation of Domination before his injury or something like that?
I don't think he was, no.
Oh, maybe. Well, he came back and he was special referee in a match.
Yeah, and then he betrayed whoever person in the match. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, I think it was with Farouk though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he helped Farouk win, and then he joined the Nation of Domination, which was kind of Well, here's the thing, right? Rock cleared it up right away.
Yeah.
When he was like, "This is not a black thing. This is not a white thing. This is a respect thing."
Yeah. Oh.
Which is like fair enough. It's just like you the Nation of Domination is an awkward stable.
Yeah, but then it kind of made sense for when Owen Hart joins when he said that. Well, that
makes
sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look. I think the Nation of Domination makes sense as a stable. By the way.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And it made sense for Rock to join, even though you could say everyone in that stable was actually black, and the Rock was only half or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Half Hawaiian, half black. So, but it didn't matter. It just made he had the attitude to fit within the group.
Yeah.
Because it's like we want to make a statement.
Yeah, like we're people who never got respect, and now we're joining together to get respect. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and then he would then that's when he started being the Rock.
Yeah, literally.
Which is good for him because it gave him more to play with as a character.
Yeah, a lot more.
All the bombastic, hammy, over the top stuff he could not do or was not allowed to do as Rocky Maivia. He just did it as a Rock, and he not to say he didn't care because there's no punishment, but it's entertaining at the end of the day. The people's elbow. What the hell?
Yeah, it's just an elbow drop. But yeah,
Yeah.
If he brought it out, if he tried doing that as a face, it would have been like, this doesn't. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the 5-knuckle shuffle as well. If John Cena did that if he introduced that move when he was a face, we'd be like, this is kind of stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. The 5-knuckle shuffle being a very dodgy name.
Yeah. Oh, hilarious.
Yeah. But yes. And look. Okay. When did you start turning to becoming a Rock fan? Was it during this period, or were you still thinking he was a heel? To you.
I started liking him when he legit called himself The Rock after the film The Rock that was out at the same time.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
He called himself the Rock after the film.
Not of the film, but because you know Alcatraz, they call it the Rock, whatever. Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And he said, I can't remember the exact promo, and he goes, just like me, the Rock. I was like, oh, okay. And then I think after that, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm a fan of this guy now. So yeah.
Look, I wasn't watching wrestling at this time. Most of this stuff I looked upon afterwards, right?
Yeah.
But dude was entertaining as the Rock.
Yeah, he was.
Even though being in a heel stable, you got to get beat up, right? And he allowed himself to get beat up.
Yeah.
Like Steve Austin took the entire Nation of Domination on by himself at what's it called? Was that DX in your house?
I think it might.
Like after he won the title of Owen Hart.
Yeah.
When Steve Austin's style of wrestling was like, I'm just gonna punch and kick everybody.
Yeah, stomp punch.
Somehow
stomp,
defeated the entire Nation of Domination, even though his match was just with The Rock. He defeated the entire Nation of Domination in about 5-6 minutes or something. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
but then again,
on top of a truck. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, Steve Austin matches at this point. I mean, look, he had his neck broken, so I guess.
I also think as well at this point he wasn't fully healed.
That would make sense because he beat Owen Hart for the title. When Owen Hart got the title back after the tombstone part, the square driver, whatever you want to call it, the sit down driver actually broke Austin's neck. When Owen won the title back, he lost it in about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
In that title match rematch with The Rock, with Steve Austin.
Yeah.
So yeah. I was like, okay, fair enough. But I guess at that point as well, Steve Austin's wrestling style has to change. He can't do certain things, or he doesn't need to do certain things, or I don't know.
No.
But I would say that's the type of wrestling style that Rock wrestles as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just stomp punch. Stomp.
Yeah. And for some reason, Stone Cold and The Rock, they just had. I don't know at this point whether you would say The Rock was a stopgap feud for Austin. How would you put it? Yeah, because Heart Foundation was feuding with DX, and they were also feuding with Steve Austin, but DX and Steve Austin were in alternate universes.
Yeah.
So they didn't interfere with each other?
No.
And it's like, all right.
Not until the whole Stone Cold win the Rumble was then he started to interact, innit?
Yeah. Which is kind of funny as well, because later on during all this, the Rock and Steve Austin's careers, they were kept parallel to each other in storylines.
Yeah.
And only interacted on key occasions. Like, you're the biggest stars in the company.
Yeah.
Why just kind of like, there's a line drawn here because you're over here and you're over here, and no matter what happens, you guys aren't, you're never going to cross each other. To be fair, that's how you build the big money matches, right? Keep them separate, protect their star power, because you don't want anyone to take a loss at that point and stuff like that. So, yeah. So even though Steve Austin beat up The Rock and the entire lot of the Nation of Domination in a very short amount of time, by himself with a truck, I found it entertaining.
Yeah, same. Didn't feel like it done anything bad to anyone's reputation.
And I think at that point, the Nation of Domination all being heels and Rock being a hammy heel as well.
Yeah.
Well, no, he wasn't super. Like he was not taking it too seriously.
No.
Even when he's a serious persona as The Rock, you can tell by his rig selling that he's having fun.
Yeah, he's just there for the lols.
Yeah, exactly. As much as deadly serious as sometimes when he cuts his promos and his body language and stuff like that. Once he's in the ring, he'll have he's just I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah.
What do you think of the way that Rock got back the Intercontinental title.
Wait, I'm trying to remember.
The what?
I'm trying to remember when he got, because he got it back, and then it's in the lead to the feud. Because this is after Stone Cold moved up to the World Heavyweight stuff.
And so Steve Austin basically said, Rock, I got bigger fish to fry. You take the Intercontinental title. Here you go. Yeah. Right? I forfeited to you. I'm like, all right. I mean, that doesn't make the Intercontinental title look great. At the same time, I know they don't want Stone Cold to lose because he's getting to that world title stage. And he's really popular. So it's kind of an awkward position.
Yeah.
They could have had, Vince just strip him of the title or something like that. Eat a stunner. Vince eat a stunner. He says, I'm going to strip you of the title. And Steve Austin's like, well, F this and double fingers.
Yeah. Stunner.
And then just start attacking Shawn Michaels in DX for no reason because, that's how Steve Austin does.
Yeah.
But he literally just handed the title to The Rock, gave Rock a stunner, took the title to a bridge somewhere on the next Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Threw it into the river, and then Rock. Actually, no. I think I'm missing some. I'm skipping back and forth here, but I'm missing some bits because I just remember this one bit where Rock had a bleeper. 90s. That's how you know it's done in the 90s, right? Rock had a bleeper. Message was sent to The Rock, who was looking at the Tron for some reason, and it said 316, and Rock sells it on his face.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then he turned around and got a stunner.
Dana. Yep.
Exactly. What did you think of the this mini feud? I will call it at the moment because I know they come back to it, but really at this point it's like a stopgap for Steve Austin. Well, it's how we need to get a title off him.
Yeah.
Which then is like, why did you win it in the first place? But you gotta finish that storyline.
It's kind of weird. It was okay because it.
Do you think there was better ways to do it?
No, I just thought, okay, this is like they don't really care. Why should I sort of care? And then,
I suppose. Because
I know after that it led to him feuding with Shamrock, isn't it?
Yeah. The thing is, though, even the way that The Rock gained the title, he made it feel important once he had it.
Yeah. Like it wasn't like a secondary prize.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't want to say whether Steve Austin tarnished it or not by making it seem less important than it was. But whatever they did, using The Rock as the title holder, actually kind of mended what was dented.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah. And like you're saying, he was. Is this okay? Is the '98 Royal Rumble where Rock took that stunner and he just kind of stood around, started flopping it around about? Did you get thrown out the Royal Rumble last in that one?
Wait, try to remember. No, wait. '98 Royal Rumble was the one. Stone Cold won it, but I'm trying to remember who.
I'm pretty sure it was The Rock. I'm pretty sure. Because, yeah, '97 it was like Austin won it, but that was Rock wasn't Rock at that point.
Yeah.
And then '99 did Rock win it?
Yeah, it was 99. No, wait. WrestleMania 2000 was the one Rock won.
Oh, yeah. '99 was when Vince won it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think that's the one where The Rock took a stunner and he didn't do the backflip sell. He did the kind of the spaghetti arm kind of sell.
Yeah.
The one time that he did not roll backwards.
Roll backwards.
What he should have done back then, right? He should have taken a stunner, rolled backwards, and rolled his feet over the top rope, and then got eliminated like that.
Yeah.
I don't think he could get enough momentum to do that, but still, that would have been hilarious. But yeah, so at this point, he was kind of feuding, like sneakily trying to take over the Nation of Domination.
Yeah.
He's trying to usurp Farouk, and at the same time antagonize Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember how that feud started, the Ken Shamrock thing? Because I think I came back into wrestling just at the Royal Rumble, so they already were having their match at that point.
I'm trying to remember now. Crap. What actually? I was thinking I watched something about this other day.
Oh no, is this the one where? Is this the bit where Ken Shamrock? Because they feuded for a bit, but is this where Ken Shamrock was like just hit me with the chair? Sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, he didn't. No. What? Yeah. He was on his. Rock threatened him with the chair, and then Ken Shamrock was like, "Go on in." And then, well, you don't test the Rock.
Yeah.
Cracked him on top of their head.
Yeah.
And I think in real life, Ken Shamrock said, "Crack me proper."
Yeah.
And Rock did.
Like, oh, okay.
I'm like, you didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
You know.
Because he wanted everything to look real. Ken Shamrock did.
Yeah, the world's most dangerous man.
Yeah.
To be fair as well, actually, when they were building Ken Shamrock for the feud, and he had his 2 UFC titles, and why they were calling him the world's most dangerous man and everything like that. Yeah. I think he was built well, even though he never won the title because of the Intercontinental title at that point for the feud, because he kept on snapping.
Yeah.
I don't think he looks bad at any time. Only when he calls himself disqualifications and stuff like that. But I don't think he came out looking any worse than he came in.
Because
in fact, he probably came out looking a bit more dangerous, but a little less. A bit like Wolverine Fury Rage that he couldn't just control himself.
Yeah.
And then he kind of petered out towards. You can only lose so many times.
Yeah, because I know he did. He won. Well, Shamrock. Sorry, he did win the championship once, I think.
Was it twice? Once or twice?
Because I know one time, I can't remember, I think it was at WrestleMania where I think it might have been WrestleMania 14, where he was in a match with The Rock and he beat The Rock, but he didn't let go of the ankle lock, so they reversed the decision.
Yeah.
That might be WrestleMania. Yeah.
Well, was that the Royal Rumble? Or was
Yeah, no, you're right. It was Royal Rumble.
Yeah, because is that the one where Rock was on a stretcher and then Ken Shamrock just tipped the stretcher over, or is that the Royal Rumble, the WrestleMania one?
I think that might be WrestleMania one.
I have to say though, both those matches were entertaining.
Yeah,
Rock,
they were both good,
Rock got beat up every single time. Yeah.
Yep.
And he just was. He only got out by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah.
Which was great for a heel.
Good, yeah, great for heel. Kept his heel heat, innit?
Yeah, exactly. And Rock being Rock and just Mike skills it and get his heat back anyways.
Yeah.
So
Rocky.
Nothing affect the Rock.
No. Don't work for me, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
And then
I think,
if I remember correctly, after this, that's when this is where I started leading up to him get rid of Farouk, innit, out of the Nation and Domination. Yeah.
because some might claim it's The Rock's taking his rightful place as the leader.
Yeah, some might say, yeah.
Because that's where he belonged. Whereas Farouk, he's the old guard. He wasn't able to defend his crown.
No.
And the young lion stepped up
that's
and took
a
it
Lion
from him.
King reference sort of thing, innit?
Yeah. At that point, though, I was like, okay. So the first time I saw Rock, Farouk was doing a promo at the Nation, right?
Yeah.
Rock was mugging for the camera. Farouk, for some reason, was not looking at the camera. Was doing the promo. He was looking at the mic that the guy was holding. The interview, right? But it was all usually why aren't people looking at the screen anyway? Towards the camera. But Farouk was doing his finger pointing and stuff like that, and Rock was like raising eyebrows, rolling his eyes at Farouk, and just showing his Intercontinental title, and then Farouk is like pointing at the mic and stuff like that as he's speaking. One time, brushed against Rock's chest. And Rock's like raised an eyebrow. He wiped his own wiped the dirt away from the germs or whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
The stank of Farouk's finger off his chest, and he just continued mugging for the camera. I'm like, oh, this guy, I hate him.
Yeah.
But to get all that across, right, without speaking, that is something. So good on him.
Planting the seeds, which was good. It was good.
Yeah. But yes, yeah, and I thought it was like when Rock got the nation to turn against Farouk, which was when this is when Rock was like lining everyone up in the Nation of Domination and gave them all their Rolexes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then he says, "Farouk, I got you the best thing of all. You know that I got you this framed picture of the Rock."
He's like, oh.
And Farouk's like,
is that really?
what? He's trying to, I
really,
think
dude?
trying to throw it out of the ring or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But what we did, Rock tried to protect it, and then I think Rock was holding it around outside while Farouk was having his match against someone.
Yeah.
And then Farouk grabbed the picture and hits that person over the head with it. And Rock's like, "What you done to my picture? What you done to my picture?" And that's when he fully turned on him, I think.
Yeah. Yep. That was it. When they kicked him out of the old nation.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. They came out of the nation domination, then they became the nation afterwards.
Yeah.
For equal opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. Because they accepted Owen Hart.
Yeah. And also a sex trafficker. So yeah.
Who?
The Godfather.
Oh yeah. And I think a man with a sex addiction, which was Mark Henry as well.
Oh, that's a gimmick.
So the only normal person in there was D'Lo Brown.
D'Lo, yeah, he was the only normal person in there. Yeah,
I think not normal, but not. So, so you had the Rock. You had the Rock, which basically you're talking about massive ego complex.
Yeah.
You had Owen Hart, who
was a black heart. Damn it. Yeah.
Well, yeah. But what would you say? He was really he thought he was really dangerous upon himself or something like that.
Yeah, maybe he was schizophrenic. Who knows? Yeah.
No, not like that. Not to that degree.
But like his character wise, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Which, by the way, I was surprised that they did not use. Like, I know him and Owen Hart were co-leaders in this, but I think they should have used it to push Owen a bit more. I think Owen added more legitimacy to the group because he's been around for quite some time. But I think it would have been more helpful if they gave him more to do within the group.
I would, as much as I like Owen, I would disagree.
Yeah. Okay. You would have preferred them to be more serious.
No. Like, what they did for me personally, what they did with him in it was fine. Because, if the whole point is you're trying to push The Rock to be, like, world champion material.
Yeah.
Which, obviously, they didn't have any plans of sort of that for Owen. So, just keep Owen, do what you're doing, Don't need to push him. Because he's already established. You don't really need to do anything to more establish him, if that makes sense.
But like you're saying, the key thing here is pushing the Rocky Maivia.
Yeah.
So they did right, but did he ever start the turn for you where he became in your eyes a face? Not like as far as the company goes, he didn't come face till later on, but where would you say during this entire heel run with the Intercontinental title, was he still a heel to you? Or did at some point you were like, you know what? So you never thought, okay, at some point, this guy is actually really cool.
No, it wasn't till when him and Triple H had that ladder match at SummerSlam 1998.
Yeah.
And then he did that weird sort of face turn back to heel turn.
Who, Rock?
Yeah. John
you're gonna have to elaborate a little bit there. Oh, you mean just that entire pay-per-view, right?
Yeah. Because like just before that, he didn't disband the Nation then. They kind of like disbanded at the end of Survivor Series when he became the corporate champ. Yeah.
The thing, isn't it? The Nation kind of faded away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so during this time, they were feuding with. So before that, right? The Nation was feuding with DX. Now, how did that happen?
Just gang warfare, if I believe correctly. Oh, because because Owen Hart joined them, and I think Owen Hart still had his half beef.
So Owen Hart was getting bullied by DX, which is essentially what it was, right? When I say bullied by DX,
it was weird because he was beefing with DX when Shawn was there, like Shawn Michaels, and then it didn't really cross paths until I think it was like a random match between someone from DX and Owen Hart, and then that's when he joined the Nation. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So China, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels were kind of, making Owen Hart going through some rough times, right? Which, okay, here's the thing. X-Pac, so DX, they separated, then the Outlaws came in, and X-Pac came in. Yeah. Anybody to go and take them on.
Yeah.
And somehow they are the heels?
Yeah.
Right?
Makes no...
Yeah. And then I think like you say, I think it seemed like they used Owen Hart's feud with DX to transition to the Rock feuding with Triple H.
Yeah. Which that built their rivalry for decades to come. Yeah. I say decades, but
Yeah. But look, I think so. Rock somehow he has the inbuilt feud with Steve Austin to come back at some point, and now he's establishing himself with his main rival Triple H.
Yeah,
because they're the up and coming guys at this point.
Yeah, the future.
Yeah.
One stays longer than the other, but yeah.
So what do I remember of this? I remember that Triple H was a European champion.
Yeah.
And at Fully Loaded, he was going to have a match. Fully Loaded, when was that? July?
I believe so, yes.
He was going to have a match with Rock, title versus title, 2 out of 3 falls or something like that.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't make any sense because... Wait, no, it has to be 2 falls, right? Because 1 for the European title and 1 for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you're going to have 2 out of 3 falls for both titles.
Yes. Why?
Anyways, regardless of that, right? Yeah, because the logic is, like, as probably as we were thinking, it's like, when you have 2 titles where they're basically 2 separate...
Yeah.
Triple H, and Rock decided to interfere and rock bottom Triple H to make him lose the title.
Yeah.
And I'm like, to D'Lo Brown, I'm like, wait a minute, isn't it? When you...
Yeah. This is the attitude era, man. Nothing made sense.
You know? Yeah. But then they probably thought, like we just thought now, it's like, wait a minute, if it's 2 out of 3 falls, then how's, what's... Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then they thought, you know what, F that.
Yeah. No one's paying attention. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
Stupid. Ooh,
to have his ladder match with Triple H
Yep.
Which, as much as we saw Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon have their ladder matches, and then the initial ladder match that that Brett and Shawn had, which rarely gets mentioned because they kind of bury it.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, Shawn and Razor Ramon were the first ladder matches. Yeah.
No, it's not. But, all right, sure. Yeah. I guess. All right. You create your own history, so yeah, sure. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Because apparently Andre the Giant had never lost before he had this match with Hulk Hogan, nor has he ever got slammed before, even though they show him getting slammed before.
Yeah,
and even, oh my goodness, this was hilarious. The one, I can't remember what was that. It happened recently, probably at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Where they trained a hype package of something, and I can't remember exactly. There was so it was Lashley. I can't remember who Lashley was having his match against, but they're showing the video package of Lashley having his title match because he won the title off Brock.
Yeah.
But they conveniently cut out the section where Roman speared Brock between it. However, then when they had their hype package of Roman's match at WrestleMania against someone, I think it was probably Brock.
Yeah.
They showed that. It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, that's
in your own continuity.
Yeah.
I know you're trying to make Bobby Lashley probably look more legit, right? The problem is that you can't just show something else that contradicts that right afterwards.
Maybe like a week later or something, but not literally.
Even if you're heels, fine enough. Then you can just say, I did my own video package. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can't do that.
No.
Well, you shouldn't do that. But WWE gonna Vince gonna Vince,
Yep. Vince gonna Vince. Ooh, silly man.
But yes, this ladder match I thought was actually pretty good considering it wasn't a stunt fest kind of ladder match.
Yeah. It was more of a hard hitting, brawly ladder match rather than stunt show.
They made it work with their styles because they weren't going to do the big stuff and they weren't going to do the
risk my life stuff.
High risk stuff. Yeah. Exactly. They used what they could. Considering how they do their matches.
Yeah.
I think the biggest move that Rock does is that flying crossbody off the top rope.
Yeah.
Not that he did it in this match, right?
Yeah.
I know that he stopped doing it kind of when he became The Rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would not say that Triple H does any sort of high flying move whatsoever. No, maybe a double axe handle off the second rope.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, if he were to do one, that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's but yeah. This is where I think Rock. He did the people's elbow on the ladder on Triple H.
I was like, that doesn't help anyone, especially not you.
Yeah, like whatever.
Yeah.
Even if he rock bombed Triple H on the ladder. Anyways, and I think there was some interference, but I just remember the ending where Rock threw powder into Triple H's eyes, so Triple H could not see.
Yeah.
They both were climbing the ladder, but obviously Triple H is staggering behind. Rock touches the tile, China comes in, boom, a nut shot, he falls off the ladder. Triple H then gets the title.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think at that point it's like it didn't make Triple H look weak that he needed interference to help him defeat someone. Basically like he couldn't see.
Yeah.
But it is like they protected the Rock enough that you could get to the next point of his of where they were trying to push him. Because you know what? I think a clean loss wouldn't have mattered. He could have just taken a clean loss and it would have been fine.
Yeah, he could have. Yeah.
But I think they were going to push him to the world title picture. They felt they should protect him somewhat. Yeah. And I think he was starting to get cheered at this point.
Yeah, he was transitioning. Yes.
Yeah.
The fans didn't want him to die anymore.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Still find that so weird.
Yes, you're correct there. Fans loved him so much, actually. They turned him.
Yeah.
It's like okay. Actually, you know what? Let's actually, this is probably a good point to call it. Before we start going to Rock's world title reign. But let's discuss. Okay. So you hate someone so much, right? Then they become so cool in spite of you.
Yeah.
That you cheer them.
Yeah.
Doesn't that make you? I don't want to say hypocrite.
Yeah, it does. Oh, it makes you a mark. That's what I would say.
I made him become better. Yeah. I did this to him. He wouldn't be The Rock if it wasn't for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna take credit for it. Like, it doesn't work that way, but okay.
Yeah. 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 So when something bad happens, right? You're like, no, it's nothing to do. It's just, okay. All right. So it's just like when some parents, yeah. They're like, oh yeah. My child, my first child, or my first my first child. Oh, they did good. They got good grades and everything. It's because as a good parent, I helped them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then your second child, for example, does not get good grades or anything and they're like, well, it's their fault. They did not study as hard, that well. And like, wait a minute. Okay, so
yeah,
you take the credit when you decide something good happens, right?
Yeah.
But you're equally responsible for the other child, and it's all their fault.
Yeah.
When something bad happens.
It's like, it doesn't work that way, but alright.
Yeah. You either take all of it,
take all the good or the bad. You can't just pick and choose.
Yeah, but this is how people are in the world, by the way. It's just like, nah, it's you, not me.
It's not, I have nothing to do with it, even though you have nothing to do with it.
Denial, the power of denial is quite something, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's why you get people having complexes, because they're like, but they're saying it's my fault when it's going to be completely anything to do with me, Like, you can't spread the blame, or whatever. Yeah, jeez. People, I want to say are complicated, but sometimes people just do things where you're like, jeez, man.
Yeah, literally like, okay. You could have.
But I don't blame The Rock for becoming The Rock, from becoming The Rock and turning against the people because of they shaded him first, right? And then he became so cool they cheered him. It's like, nah, man. He should have just. I can understand. Yeah, I know we're skipping a little bit, but I can understand why he got the cheers and then he switched straight back to heel.
Yeah, I understand as
well. Because he's like, you people, no,
just because
I'm not having it.
Just because the getting's good now, you want to jump on board? No.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want nothing to do with you.
Exactly.
I am the corporate champ.
Yeah. We'll get to that though. We'll get to that. Part, yeah. Even, oh my goodness. When you look about how short his career was.
Yeah. So much gets done in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
And at that point, I think, when was the last time he was a full-timer? Was it 2002?
I think it might be, 2002, because 2001 he basically was part-time. No, sorry, not 2001. 2003 he basically was part-time.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Stem Killed.
Yeah. But yes, the People's Champion.
Yes.
Yeah. Quite an athlete, I have to say. But yeah, here's the thing: when we were dealing with Edge, right, and we had to spread it over three chapters essentially. Yeah, this guy has a short career.
Yep.
And he's going over too.
Yeah.
You would have thought like some people have more lengthy careers, but the Edge did a lot in a little time. Edge did a lot in a lot of time.
Yeah.
Rock is something else, I will say, because he became super popular because of himself.
Yeah. And then
I wouldn't say.
Go on.
I was going to say I wouldn't say it's quite like Steve Austin's way, where Steve Austin, he got popular because he was anti-authority. He was doing everything that he shouldn't do, but because of how the storylines were playing out, and everyone's like the rebel.
Yeah.
Then you see how that everyone hates their boss.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. That's how you could get behind Steve Austin, because he could do the things that you cannot. Even though you want to stun your boss and whatnot. Even though the logic being, is that the boss could have fired him any time.
Yeah,
and yet,
literally.
even though, I like the logic they threw on that, because they're like, nah, I could fire you, Steve Austin, but I want to make your life a misery, and you make me money. So I'm not going to fire you.
I'm going to make you suffer while paying you.
Yeah. Well, like, at least that made sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Not like when Stephanie McMahon said to Roman Reigns, yeah, I could fire you, and then how are you going to feed your family and stuff like that? So you have to take all the crap that I give you.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense logically, because if Roman Reigns were to get fired, he'd get snapped up.
Yeah, straight away.
And then not only that, yeah, but then he don't have to deal with Stephanie. So
no. So it realistically, it's a win-win for him. Either one happens, really.
Yeah. So when you say stuff like that, it makes no logical sense.
No.
Even though, as you do WWE, they're apparently the only game in town.
Yeah.
In their continuity, right?
Yeah.
And other companies only exist
when it's relevant to them.
Yeah. Either they've absorbed the companies like WCW and ECW, or the countries the companies on the other side of the world, like the like New Japan.
Yeah.
Because NWA does not get mentioned, even though I don't want to say how much quality NWA is.
Yeah.
Even though Ric Flair's got even AJ's had the title, Ric Flair's had the title. They still did not mention it.
To them, I think they probably believe that NWA ended like in the 80s or 90s or whenever Flair's run stopped.
In their continuity. In their continuity, right? Because they don't mention that Cody was a former NWA champion or nothing like that.
To them, NWA died in when WCW merged with the NWA that time in the 90s.
Yeah. Even though they did mention that AJ Styles was a former NWA champion, same as Ric Flair, and then they cut it from every other broadcast. So it's like, all right, that's petty, but if you say so.
Yeah, sure. I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, and they don't mention TNA at all, and unless people slightly just nod and wink TNA.
Nod.
Anyways,
wink. Yeah.
Even though it has nothing to do with The Rock at this point.
Yeah. Nothing.
But yes. Well, okay. At this point, would he be your boy The Rock? Or our boy The Rock? Or would you say at this point we're on the 50-50?
On the 50-50. Yeah, because we haven't touched to the point where he becomes the corporate champ. That's when he sort of becomes our boy, but we'll touch upon that.
Okay. I have to say as well later on, just to wrap up this section of whether he's our boy or not our boy.
Yeah.
During his entire career, I will say, right, I don't think I was a super fan of The Rock, in the sense of with Steve Austin. Yeah. They got overly protected a bit too much. When back in the day when we were watching it, and you had Bret Hart getting world champion, right?
Yeah.
But he's putting on quality matches with low card people, and he is making them look good in the process, even though he will win the match, right? It's not full gone.
Mm.
But it takes effort, because he wants everyone to look good. Whereas when Steve Austin or The Rock were having matches, and they were the top guys, and they were just, okay, certain people are beneath them. Fair enough, you get beat up, right? But when they were with upper mid cards and stuff like that, the only reason they'd lose is because of interference. They'd rarely get a clean loss. And I was like, at this point, I was like, their storyline, what WWE is doing is making them look too protected to me.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was whenever they came on my screen, even though they were super charismatic and have exciting matches and stuff like that, I was like, yeah, but as far as storyline goes, maybe they have to lose this match, and if they have to lose this match, I'm just waiting for the interference to happen.
Yeah. Which most of their matches always were that sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'd say the same with the problem with John Cena, right? Where he'd lose because of interference as well.
Yeah.
Rarely would he lose clean, but I don't know how much as well people who were having those matches got over, because Dolph Ziggler, right?
Yeah.
Did not get over with that match when I think he had the ladder match with John Cena or something like that. And he just came out of it, that feud looking worse than when he started.
Actually, no, because that led to him because he was already Money in the Bank at that point.
Yeah.
It kind of,
And I think,
it's sort of kind of put him up the card a tiny bit. Yeah.
well, I think
I'm a
that
Dolph fan, so-
like they would love to do with the Money in the Bank people. They like to make them lose to make you think, oh, he's not going to cash it. But it's like, no, you should be doing the opposite.
Yep.
They should start getting wins to push them to that level.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Oh, yeah. And speaking of beating people but making them look good, Okada is one that does that a lot.
Yeah.
You know, he look how much is Okada's invincibility stats, right? Yeah, somehow the people he beats, they do look good coming out of the match with him.
Yeah, I give it that. They do.
Yeah.
Except for Evil. But yeah.
So as invincible as he is, right? I think it's probably got a combination of, though, his matches last a decent length, so, and he gets imperiled during his matches.
Yeah.
You know, so he wasn't like, it's not like, yes, okay, he probably wins 90% of his matches or something crazy like that, right?
Yeah.
But it's never a deadlock most of the time. You know? Anyways, The Rock. Yeah.
Yes.
At this point, the People's Champion?
Kind of?
Well, actually, no, he's always called himself the People's Champion, but he wasn't a champion of the people.
Yeah. He was a self-proclaimed People's Champion at this point, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, did you hear that story when DDP came backstage one time?
No.
I think this was probably after WCW folded, because why would DDP be allowed to backstage?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Rock and DDP met up, like had like, you know, a little interaction backstage.
Yeah.
Off camera, of course, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, they have a conversation and stuff like that, and then I think at the end of the conversation, Rock was like, and DDP, there's only one People's Champion.
Oh,
and DDP's like, that's right, Rock, and you're looking at him because DDP was the actual champion of the people in WCW.
Yeah.
That's not. Which is kind of funny because when you look on the flip side of it, yeah, the people actually were behind DDP, and he actually was a true People's Champion.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. He wasn't self-proclaimed like The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock called himself the People's Champion, and he was getting the boos.
Yeah.
Even though he got himself over as People's Champion, by being the opposite.
Yeah. Oh. Dear.
And then the people wanted him when he went to become a corporate champion. So, yeah.
Yeah, it all kind of works, kind of.
Well, you know what? As we say, right? The people created him.
Yeah.
And the people wanted to be like him.
Yep.
But he didn't want other people at this point.
Nope. Don't blame either. So,
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. All right. So, I think next we'll get into the Rock's world title.
Yep. He's jumped to stardom. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
even though, as we know with The Rock, he rarely holds that title for more than a couple of months.
Yeah.
Maybe even weeks at a time, but hey.
And especially, also we talk about a pay-per-view that a lot of people say is like one of the best pay-per-views in the Attitude Era. Yeah.
WrestleMania 17 you're going to see, right? Oh!
Yeah.
Okay.
Survivor is 98, yeah. A lot of people say it's like the best one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because of the whole one-night tournament and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll talk about
it. Oh, yeah,
no,
we'll get onto that. I was about to say some stuff. I'm like, no, we'll save it. We'll save it.
We'll wait for it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, okay then. So, yes. Thank you for listening to us talk about the early career of the one and only Dwayne "The Rock" Julian Johnson. And if you've enjoyed this, don't forget to give us a 5-star review. And don't forget to also follow us on Instagram and Twitter and sub to our YouTube channel. And if you've got any questions or anything, you can leave us a message on Instagram and Twitter. And I have been the man who doesn't sell for ladies, Carl Charles, and
What?
I'll tell you about it in a sec. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm the man who gifted a picture of myself to my leader, so I could turn on him. See why, John?
I'll quickly say. So basically, there's a match. I think it's the Rock and I can't remember it is. It's a tag team match against the Rock and someone against the Dudleys. And one of the spots was meant to be the Rock bounces off the ropes, and Stacy Keibler grabs his foot, and then she goes to do it. They get to talk about the spot, and Bob Ray's like, "Yeah, we're gonna do that spot." And he goes, "No, it doesn't work for the Rock." It's like, okay.
yeah.
So I was like, "Oh yeah, he doesn't sell for ladies."
Yeah. But that's because he was just written. I think I remember that story because Jericho was telling it. Actually, it was during his interview with the Dudleys. And the Rock was just winding Bubba Ray up. And Bubba Ray, but he was taking it seriously. He's like, "No, what?" Because if Stacey was to touch the Rock would pop her in the mouth.
Yeah.
And then Bob was like, "What do you mean? But you're not the Rock. You're Dwayne."
I was like, "Oh, that's hilarious."
And the Rock is like just flexing his pecs, doing his curls or something like that. He's like, no. The Rock would never, the Rock had no problem hitting women. They're like, what?
Like, huh? That's a weird thing to say. Something like, oh. So yes,
but I could get how if you're watching it, it'd be entertaining. Like if you're D-Von or Jericho, and you just watch it happen, it'd be hilarious. But if you're Bob Ray,
you're like you're just basically no selling us. Awesome. You're trying to say you're us. Great. Oh.
Exactly. And if you're the Rock doing it to Bob Ray, you're probably internally laughing, but at the same time trying to not crack
serious,
up.
Innit?
Yeah. Which makes it more entertaining.
Oh, I wish I was there. So yes, and I'd like to thank you all for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye. Boo.